All right, ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts because the Raw feed is about to take you on a wild ride through the stories that are shaping our world as we speak. I'm your host, Gary Franchi, and now we're diving headfirst into a whirlpool of political intrigue, international crises, and shocking revelations that will make your head spin. From Kamala's jaw-dropping VP pick to a foiled Iranian assassination plot on American soil, we're covering it all. We've got exclusive updates on the powder keg that is the Middle East, Elon Musk latest salvo in the battle for free speech, and a new climate change initiative from Biden that just might affect your kitchen life. But here's what makes the Raw feed special. We're not just telling you the news, we are involving you in it. Throughout the show, I'll be showcasing your comments from the live chat, so keep those hot takes coming, folks. And hey, if you're feeling extra fired up, head over to Rumble, drop a super rant. If you want to support the show, those tip links are in the description. Every bit helps us keep bringing you the unfiltered truth. So grab your favorite beverage, settle in, and get ready for a no-holds-barred journey to the stories that are shaping our world. We're not just reading headlines, we are dissecting them, analyzing them, and getting to the heart of what they mean for you and me. This is the Raw Feed, where we don't just report the news, we expose the truth behind it. So let's dive into the chat room and welcome all of our friends who are tuning in. Let's go right here. Big Bad John is in the house. Patricia's in the house. Running Bear is in the house. And sound off where you are watching from. Drop your city, drop your state, drop your country. Wherever you are comfortable disclosing, we would love to hear that. Let's see. We've also got Shanky in the house. Lookout Mountain. Sharon Crosby is in the house from New Orleans. What's up? We've also got Kurt is here asking, why am I still in Illinois? That's a great question. Also, Maria is in the house, and Jesus Christ Gospel with Alex Cox in Chattanooga. Love Chattanooga. Love Tennessee. One of my favorite states. And who else is in the house? We have Running Bear. Smash the like button. Cynthia is in the house. Who's got time to listen to this long introduction? Well, you do. We did shorten it. It was about 5.5 minutes, so we cut it in half because we listened to your feedback. So I thought we got the gist of the whole thing and cut it down. So doing our best here to try to accommodate everybody's tastes because we've got a lot of breaking news to cover tonight. Who else is in the house? C. Johns watching from DFW. We've got Linda and Mike. We've got Angela. So many people joining us from all over the country. So there's a lot of news to get to, and I want to jump right into it. Let's go right into our first topic of the day, Kamala's VP pick and Trump's reaction. So folks, hold on to your hats because the political world just got turned upside down. Kamala Harris has made her VP pick, and it's none other than the Minnesota Governor, Tim Walz. But wait until you hear Trump's reaction. It's not what you'd expect. We have got all the fallout, all the implications, all the reactions, and why this choice might just hand Trump the election on a silver platter. So as we navigate these turbulent political waters, it's crucial to protect your financial future. Just like Kamala's VP pick is shaking up the political landscape, global economic shifts are impacting your wealth. Gold prices have surpassed $2,400 an ounce, reflecting a weakening U.S. dollar. Don't let political uncertainty erode your savings. Global Gold Investments offers a 5-year IRA fee waiver program and expert guidance to secure your financial future. Call the number on the screen, 888-700-4148, or visit IRAGoldproof.com. Mention Next News for VIP treatment. In times of political upheaval, gold remains a stable haven. So there is a lot to unpack in this report. I have been going through all the feeds and bringing it all together for you. So, first of all, I just lost my connection. Let me get that back for you. Okay. So, first of all, again, so much to unpack. We've got reaction from Mike Lindell. We've got reaction from the Trump campaign. We've got New York Post. We have got Van Jones. We've even got the Babylon Bee. And, of course, Harris Walz, mostly peaceful. Libs of TikTok is on fire. I think we should probably start with this. I think this is the first post that has been making the rounds. You guys need to see this.
Case, and for one, but we can get out there, reach out, make the case. And for one thing, don't ever shy away from our progressive values. One person's socialism is another person's neighborliness. But we can get
is that
out
right?
there.
One person's socialism is another person's neighborliness. That's the narrative that they're pushing. They are out in the open admitting that they are full-blown socialists. Donald Trump reacting to Kamala Harris picking Tim Walz with the big two words, thank you. Yes, thank you for picking this guy. Because under Tim Walz, Minnesota, if you recall, and of course, I'm sure they probably calculated this into their whole premise to elect this guy. But do you remember the riots, the BLM riots in Minneapolis? Yeah, this guy was at the helm. Rioters burned Minneapolis to the ground for days, and Tim Walz was nowhere to be found. This is Kamala's pick. This, too, will burn America down. This is a local news report.
We got away
Wait
from
till you
them.
hear
And
this.
I want to also add, I've been texting with our news director while we've been on the air saying, I know you have a request into the governor, anything. And they are refusing to make any kind of statement right now. Listen, we know they're busy, but I can't think of anything more important right now than explaining to us why we are allowing this to happen again.
And once again, we are asking the governor, we're asking Mayor Fry, what is the plan here? You said there was a plan yesterday. You said there was a plan for today. And in both instances, we haven't seen.
And tonight, it seems
no plan.
It seems even more inexcusable. You can understand how last night maybe got away from them. They didn't know what was going to happen.
Well, they gave up the 3rd precinct last night.
And to tonight,
surrendering
not be able
precincts.
to respond to this. It doesn't make sense. I wish someone would explain to us the thinking behind this. Surely they're having these conversations about what we are going to do if and when. What was the conversation around this? If this started happening again in the 3rd precinct or in a different...
That's just a taste of what America can expect underneath the leadership of Harris and Walz. Complete abandonment. Left to burn. Here's another example. This is the before and after of Minneapolis, the police station, when Walz ignited BLM riots across the state, which caused billions of dollars in damage. Yeah. Look at this. That's the police station, 2019. And here it is currently. That's the America that they want. Boarded up and destroyed. Unbelievable. So, as you can imagine, of course, Donald Trump thanking Kamala for this. I want to get into some other reactions here. Of course, Kamala was promoting the bail fund for the people that destroyed Minneapolis. That's no secret. Babylon Bee. Beautiful headline right here. Tim Walz vows to make America as great as Minneapolis. Yes, mostly peaceful riots. And here is an interesting post that I came across. In case you didn't know, Kamala's VP, Tim Walz, signed on to this bill, expressing support for the mission and goals of the World Economic Forum. What else do you need to know? World Economic Forum, supporting them. Now let's take a look at what Van Jones had to say. This is a post from the Daily Caller saying, that's not good. Van Jones says it worries him how conservatives rejoicing over Harris's VP pick. Yeah. It's like shooting fish in a barrel here.
Excited about call. What worries me is you see a lot of relief from the conservatives. They were scared of Josh Shapiro. They were scared of a Mark Kelly. They thought that would help define Kamala more to the middle. You see a lot of rejoicing on the right. That's not good. Also, you've got some disquiet in the Jewish community. Some people had their hopes up. Maybe you're going to get another shot at a Jewish vice president. We haven't had that for 2 decades, and now that gets pulled away. Is it just because he's a moderate, or is there some anti-Jewish bias here? So the party is still digesting this.
Of course there is. Because you have this radical wing of the Democrat Party that is cheering on Hamas and cheering on Palestine. So bringing on a Jewish vice president, even CNN last week said that that was problematic. So can you imagine them bringing him into a ticket? It would only further fan the flames for the radicals in the Democrat Party.
If you're a Muslim or a young Arab or someone who's concerned about Gaza, it gives you a reason to stay excited about Kamala, because that was going to be hard for the party to digest. So you've got a party now trying to figure out, is this good? Is this bad? What does it mean for the young people? What worries me is
Now, here's another taste of Minneapolis. This isn't Iraq or the UK. This is Minnesota under Tim Walz as governor. Absolute madness. This is the America that they want for you. Get ready. The ads are going to be writing themselves. The campaign, the Trump campaign, oh yes, they are already putting the pieces together. The narratives are being written. Get ready. We're going to see a lot of this imagery, because this is the America that they want for you. Smoke and fire. Under the thumb of socialism. Ian Miles Chong. Kamala Harris and Walz are probably going to win. This is scary. Because all the illegal immigrants are going to vote for them. American liberals don't care that their money is going to illegals, so this effectively serves as an advertisement for illegals to vote. You post this. New York Post, Tim Walz signed laws catering to illegal migrants, giving them free health care. That's what they're hoping for. Open borders? How many millions of illegals? All the NGOs supporting, bringing those separate, distributing them all over the country, registering them to vote. That's what they're betting on, friends. Here we have again, 2020. New VP pick, Governor Tim Walz let Minneapolis become a place for rioting, looting, and anarchy. Trump's campaign for restoring law and order just got a whole lot easier. I mean, how many of these videos do we have to play? This is the America that they want for you. This is the America that Kamala Harris has chosen. It just gets worse. Let's take a look at the statement from the Trump campaign on Kamala's selection. They state that it's no surprise that San Francisco liberal Kamala Harris wants West Coast wannabe Tim Walz as her running mate. Walz has spent his governorship trying to reshape Minnesota in the image of the Golden State, while Walz pretends to support Americans in the heartland. When the cameras are off, he believes that rural America is mostly cows and rocks. That's a quote. From proposing his own carbon-free agenda to suggesting stricter emission standards for gas-powered cars, embracing policies that allow convicted felons to vote, Walz is obsessed with spreading California's dangerously liberal agenda far and wide. If Walz won't tell voters the truth, we will. Just like Kamala Harris, Tim Walz is a dangerously liberal extremist, and the Harris-Walz California dream is every American's nightmare. Caroline Leavitt, Trump's campaign press secretary, releasing that just hours ago. Let's take a look now. We've also got Mike Lindell. Of course, you know Mike Lindell, the My Pillow guy. Here's his reaction right now, because he's from that state.
Good morning to you. Have you, native Minnesotan that you are, you're getting the champagne out, I guess, along with all of your neighbors to celebrate this great victory for Minnesota, right?
Right, absolutely. I'll tell you what, she couldn't have made a bigger mistake picking him if I was on their team. They both have made some of the worst decisions in political history and the biggest non-decisions. So they're two of a kind. You have her non-decision down there to keep that border secure. Walz in Minnesota, let him burn down Minneapolis, literally destroy our great city. He didn't bring in the National Guard. He made horrible decisions with the China virus when that came in. We had to sit out in snowbanks to eat, and And if you had Thanksgiving, if you had 8 people, I think it was, in your house, the neighbors could turn you in for having too many people in your house. I think Christmas, he gave us 4 more. Just a disgusting individual. And you're right, he is very, he doesn't bring any enthusiasm to anything. He just does things, horrible decisions. I know he, when they had the mask, before I knew masks didn't work, I had all these masks for the state of Minnesota, and he shut down our Christian churches. So what I was going to do is distribute all the masks to the churches and say, hey, it'll be a mass distributions on Sundays, and you can listen to someone when you're there. I played a game back and forth with that guy, and I was going to run for governor of Minnesota after the 2020 election. Of course, I got into trying to secure our election, so I had other things I had to do. But Walz feared that, and he put out a hit job on me throughout the state, sent postcards out everywhere. Do we want this guy? And attacking me, attacking, my pillow. And by the way, Minnesota has some of the worst taxes and regulations in the country. We got the regulations we have on business and some of the highest taxes this country's ever seen.
Are you from Minnesota? Drop a comment below. Let me know how life is for you in that state under this governor, if you witnessed any of these things. Here's a DC Drano dropping a video. This is Tim Walz smiling as he signs a law that provides driver's licenses for illegal aliens in Minnesota. He wants all of America to do the same. This guy is as radical as it gets. There he is, signing driver's licenses for all. That's the plan. Get them with licenses, register them to vote, and then take the election. We are living in very, very dangerous times. They did a bait and switch on us, folks. A bait and switch. Kamala Harris received no votes, 0 votes in that primary. And all of a sudden, Biden drops out. Total debate disaster. Of course, that debate was the earliest in American history that gave them enough time, enough runway to build up that media machine, to get the whisper campaigns going, to get Biden to bail out with threats from Pelosi and Obama of the 25th Amendment, and then bring in Kamala Harris, institute a complete AstroTurf campaign, complete with propped up and funded social media posts with influencers at $150 a pop, $20,000 for influencers to show up at the DNC. And now they pick this guy. Wide open borders, give them all licenses, and get them registered to vote. Now here's Kayleigh McEnany. She was the former press secretary for the Trump campaign, posting, I imagine there's a lot of cheering at Mar-a-Lago.
Moderate. And this is a stunning choice. I imagine there's a lot of cheering at Mar-a-Lago at the moment. Look, Tim Walz, he's no one to scoff at. He unseated a 6-term Republican in Congress. He won a conservative district. He began as a moderate. And then he had a radical transformation as soon as he got a trifecta in Minnesota. I think it is fair to call him a progressive in sheep's clothing. When you look at his record over the last few years, what you see are transgender surgeries for minors, carbon electrical grid by 2040, driver's licenses for illegal immigrants. In function, his abortion policy allows abortion until birth. These are policies that are far to the left of America. And as John McCormick at the Wall Street Journal pointed out, Kamala Harris has to do the exact opposite of what Tim Walz did. Tim Walz became more progressive. Kamala Harris is trying to become more moderate. But Republicans are going to say, you've shed all your progressive policies, but yet you chose a progressive instead of the guy who outperformed Donald Trump and Joe Biden in Pennsylvania, and that man's name is Josh Shapiro.
Okay, now I want to play this clip here. Okay, so we got J.D. Vance responding as well. This is a quick clip. This is a regarding the border. Kamala's VP choice wants open borders, and he even said he would facilitate the ladders to help
And I
them.
think seeing a plan that's out there, talking about it with folks, knowing that he's not going to do anything. He talks about this wall. I always say, let me know how high it is. If it's 25 feet, then I'll invest in the 30-foot ladder factory. That's not how you stop this. And I think seeing...
That's the language this man is using. He will help them climb over the wall. He's not directing them to the ports of entry. No. Here's a ladder. I'll help you climb over, and then I'll give you a driver's license. Now, I want to play some of this J.D. Vance reaction. We're going to get to that in a second. Here's the mugshot of when Walz was arrested for drunk driving, going 96 in a 55. Of course, our own president has a mugshot. So there's that. We've got a clip here of the Vance-Walz debate. Perhaps a preview of that. Okay, so we played, we read you the actual response from the Trump press secretary. Now I want to play the clip here. This is her just hours ago.
With this decision, choosing Tim Walz, she has proven just how dangerously liberal she is. Tim Walz is one of the most far-left governors in America. Much like Kamala Harris, he supports wide-open borders. He supports sanctuary cities. In Minnesota, he signed a bill giving licenses to illegal immigrants. Tim Walz, like Kamala Harris, is soft on crime. He also supports the defund the police movement. In fact, in Minnesota, violent crime has increased by 21% since he has been governor, and like Kamala Harris, Tim Walz is anti-American energy. He signed a bill to ban carbon-based fuels in Minnesota by 2040. That is a threat to our national security. That is a gift to China. If Americans want to know what a Harris-Walz America would look like, look at the streets of Minneapolis in the summer of 2020 when they were literally burned to the ground. Look at the streets of San Francisco. Their liberal utopia is every American's worst nightmare, and we'll spend the next 92 days ensuring every American knows how radical the Harris-Walz ticket is.
God help us, please. Oh, and this also just breaking too. Apparently, Tim Walz went to China right after the Tiananmen Square events in 1989. And then he took his honeymoon there in 94. He and his wife then opened a Chinese exchange program business. So I wonder what kind of connections he still has with China. Yeah. Reminds me of Joe Biden, doesn't it? Now, here's a brutal assessment. This is actually MSNBC. This is really, really interesting. Kornacki at MSNBC says Tim Walz is performing worse than Obama and worse than Biden in Minnesota small towns.
This is now, here's the key, because this county, Democrats used to be much more competitive in. Look at this. In 2012, Barack Obama won 43% of the vote in this county. It was only a little bit more than 10 points that he lost to Romney by here. The floor fell out for Democrats here when Trump came along in that Clinton race in 2016, and they haven't recovered it since. In that Walz performance here, it's a little less than Biden's number. It's more than Clinton's, and it's a far cry from what Obama was doing here. And again, I'm showing you one. This is a stand-in for dozens of counties in Minnesota where you saw the same thing with large rural populations, blue-collar white populations, where Obama, and some of them he was winning, others he was holding his own just a dozen years ago. This is where Democrats have lost ground. And Walz in 2022, he didn't gain any ground that the Democrats had lost. He didn't do that here. He didn't do that in other counties. Walz really owes his victory, that margin he got 8 points there statewide, he owes it to the Twin Cities area here. The area.
Pretty typical. Pretty typical. Look at that. Looks like my state of Illinois, where it's all blue in Chicago, but the rest of the state is red. These are Democrat-controlled areas that they manipulate the vote, but at least it's a good sign that the support is not there. The true actual support is not there for this man. What else have we got here for you? This came across my radar last night. And this is from April 24th of 2023. I'm just going to let the clip speak for itself.
On the 5-time This is a momentous occasion for inclusion and freedom of religion in Minneapolis. With the stroke of this pen, we and our Muslim community will have the ability to hear the call to prayer in Adhan 5 times a day. But importantly, this is not just about our Muslim community. This is about all of us that have some form of faith or religion. From the church bells to the blow of the shofar to Adhan and the call to prayer.
Okay, there's a big difference between church bells. Church bells ring on the hour. The shofar is blown inside of a temple. The call to prayer is done on loudspeakers throughout cities. Very, very different. Okay, and it is an audible, spoken call to action. So to equate the call to prayer with a church bell or a shofar is very different.
This is about inclusion, peace, and freedom of religion. Assalamu alaikum. And with this, inshallah, it is done.
Yes. So there you have it. And where's the separation of church and state people on this? I mean, they go up in arms when you want to put the 10 Commandments up, but now they're passing laws in Minneapolis? Please. This is all part of the greater narrative. And of course, who can forget when they decided to change the flag? Change the flag of Minnesota so it could resemble the Somalian flag. We covered that here on the Next News Network. Of course.
All right, ready. Whoa, wait a minute.
Oh, wait a minute. What are you doing? Oh, yeah. Look at that. Removing the great seal of the state to appease.
There, that's better. All right, ready.
Yeah. Okay, sure. And if you're curious, here is the flag of the state of Somalia. Look at that. A blue field, a white star, and 2 green stars. And what does he present? It is a blue field, a white star, and a white field. Making everyone feel right at home. Let's take a look at how J.D. Vance is reacting to this.
This is a guy who's proposed shipping more manufacturing jobs to China, who wants to make the American people more reliant on garbage energy instead of good American energy, and has proposed defunding the police just as Kamala Harris does. I think it's interesting, actually. They make an interesting tag team because, of course, Tim Walz allowed rioters to burn down Minneapolis in the summer of 2020, and then the few who got caught, Kamala Harris helped bail them out of jail. So it is more instructive for what it says about Kamala Harris, that she doesn't care about the border, she doesn't care about crime, she doesn't care about American energy, and most importantly, she doesn't care about the Americans who have been made to suffer under those policies.
We got more reaction from J.D. Vance. So much is happening here. Where is that clip of J.D. Vance? I know we've got another one here that he just responded to. But folks, Donald Trump says thank you. And I know I sound stressed out, and it's just I'm frustrated with just the direction that this country is going. That we have people who are being chosen as a vice president or a vice presidential candidate that have absolutely no regard for the safety of the people they govern, as evidenced by the streets of Minneapolis, as evidenced by his statements about bringing a ladder to the border, about stripping the flag of the state of its seal to appease a group of people. This is where we're at, folks. Here is This is from One America News. Here is the recent clip here. Let me get this back up for you here. This is what I was looking for.
But I think that what Tim Walz's selection says is that Kamala Harris has bent the knee to the far left of her party, which is what she always does. Kamala Harris listened to the Hamas wing of the party. She selected Tim Walz, a guy who wants to ship more manufacturing jobs to China, who wants to give illegal aliens driver's license, and who wants to make the fentanyl crisis that we just heard about so much worse because he refuses to do his job and actually make it easier for American citizens and not illegal aliens to live a good life. So I think what it says is that Kamala Harris is running as a San Francisco liberal. She is governed as a San Francisco liberal, and she's chosen a running mate who will be a San Francisco-style liberal. The last thing that I'll say about Tim Walz is, to her credit, Kamala Harris and Tim Walz do make an interesting team, because if we remember the rioting in the summer of 2020, Tim Walz was the guy who let rioters burn down Minneapolis, and then Kamala Harris was the one who bailed the rioters out of jail. So there's an...
Yeah. Now, before we depart from this, I want to play what could be seen as a potential debate between Walz and Vance, because during a debate, the question was brought up about abortion, and Vance perfectly destroyed his opponent. Here's the clip. This is from Greg Price. If you're wondering how the Vance-Walz debate might go, here's a reminder of how J.D. Vance did in his last debate.
Family so choose.
As an exception.
Look, I've always believed in reasonable exceptions. This is a misrepresentation of my view, but let's hear it from me, not from Congressman Ryan. I absolutely think the 10-year-old girl, the case that we've, of course, heard a lot about, an incredibly tragic situation. I mean, look, I've got a 9-year-old baby girl at home. I cannot imagine what that's like for the girl, for her family. God forbid something like that would happen. I have said repeatedly on the record that I think that girl should be able to get an abortion if she and her family so choose to do so. But let's talk about that case. Because why was a 10-year-old girl raped in our community, raped in our state in the first place? The thing the media and Congressman Ryan, they talk about this all the time. The thing they never mentioned is that poor girl was raped by an illegal alien, somebody that should have never been in this state in the first place. You voted so many times against border wall funding, so many times for amnesty, Tim. If you had done your job, she would have never been raped in the first place. Do your job on border security. Don't lecture me about opinions I don't actually have.
Wow. That's it. That's what we can expect when Walz goes head-to-head with Vance. So, if that doesn't shake up your view of the 2024 race, I do not know what will. Kamala Harris and Tim Walz might think that they've got the winning ticket, but Trump's reaction tells a very different story. He says thank you. So as we move forward, keep your eyes peeled and your ears open. This race is far from over. And if these revelations are any indication, we are clearly in for one wild ride to Election Day. Stay tuned, because the story is far from over. All right, let's check in and get your reactions in real time to this breaking news. So much. It's Cam says, sounds like they need to do a follow the money trail on Walz. Who else we got in here? We got Alba. This man, Tim Walz, is exactly like Kamala. They are the same thing. No good. Jesus Christ Gospel states, we are definitely not better off than 4 years ago. Stock market is out of control. BlackRock's buying up everything to disable the pensions of millions of seniors. Irvy, God have mercy on America. That's all we can really do, my friends, is we can pray. We can pray that the Lord puts his hand over this great nation and rights this ship and expels these extremists from our midst. Those extremists that are cloaking themselves in the American flag. That is what we need. Lizette, hey Gary, let's do this. Amen. Let's pray. Let us pray. That's what Karen says. I totally agree with you. We need to pray. Wow. Jeremy is in the house. What's up, Jeremy? Hope you're feeling well. Stay salty, frosty, and strapped, he says. Gene says, Vance is 100% better than Walz. So apparently there's only one Walz that Kamala likes, right? Unbelievable. Okay, let's jump into our next topic. We're talking about X and Rumble about to sue big tech. So get ready for a digital showdown, patriots. Elon Musk, X, and Rumble are taking the gloves off and going toe-to-toe with big tech's advertising cartel. We're talking about a lawsuit that could reshape the landscape of online speech. From shadow banning and demonetization, we're exposing the dirty tactics used to silence conservative voices. And wait to hear about the government's alleged involvement in a conspiracy that goes all the way to the top. So in this battle for digital freedom, protecting your assets is more crucial than ever. Just as X and Rumble are fighting against censorship, you need to fight against economic uncertainty. Gold prices have surpassed $2,400 an ounce, signaling a weakening U.S. dollar. Don't let your wealth be censored by inflation. Global Gold Investments offers a 5-year IRA fee waiver program and expert guidance to secure your financial future. Call 888-700-4148 or visit IRAGoldproof.com. Mention Next News for VIP treatment. Now, in the face of digital and economic censorship, gold remains uncancelable. Let's jump into the topics that are happening right now. Let's see here. This is the GARM lawsuit. This is a big deal, my friends. X has just filed a lawsuit against the Global Alliance of Advertisers for illegally targeting X, which prompted an ad boycott on the platform. The announcement was made on X by the CEO after Elon Musk threatened to go to court. The lawsuit was filed against the Alliance for Responsible Media, including its members CVS Health, Mars, Orsted, Unilever, along with the World Federation of Advertisers. Let's take a look at the official announcement.
Facts. Hey, everybody. I was shocked by the evidence uncovered by the House Judiciary Committee that a group of companies organized a systematic illegal boycott against X. It is just wrong, and that is why we are taking action. Today, we filed an antitrust lawsuit against the Global Alliance for Responsible Media, 4 of its key members, and the World Federation of Advertisers. These organizations targeted our company and you, our users. The evidence and facts are on our side. They conspired to boycott X, which threatens our ability to thrive in the future. That puts your global town square, the one place that you can express yourself freely and openly, at long-term risk. People are hurt when the marketplace of ideas is constricted. No small group of people should be able to monopolize what gets monetized. This group is no match for the power of our users. All of you, the very same users that have driven usage of X to all-time highs. I joined X because I believe in the power of the global town square. It's users like you, people of all backgrounds and opinions, who make X indispensable. You deserve an open platform where your views can be expressed without restriction and without fear. To all of you who have been part of this transformative journey that we're on, thank you. Rest assured, X has never been more committed to innovating and expanding all of our global town square.
Wow. Now, here's the big question that I have. As you know, this channel's been demonetized for going on 19 months now. And we are doing everything that we can to keep this channel, to keep this broadcast going. We are on X, we are on Rumble, we are on Odyssey, we are, of course, on YouTube. We are distributing our message far and wide. But the question now is, did GARM have a role in our demonetization? February of last year is when this channel was demonetized. In just last May, Zach Voorhees testified before the Texas Senate Committee on State Affairs. And he raised a question that we need to find an answer to, as to the truth as to why this channel was demonetized. Now, of course, they give us, oh, well, this video we didn't like. Oh, you're out of compliance. And when we ask about the specifics so that we can rectify the problem, we don't get specific answers. And any answers we do get and attempt to comply by deleting over 28,000 videos, over 1 billion views on this channel, trying to find the needle in the haystack, what happens? We get denied again. Over a decade's worth of work, countless hours, money, time, energy, pain, creating, late nights, trying to restore this country, correct the narratives, only to be denied, denied, and denied. So what role did GARM have to play in this? Now, the Texas Senate has taken this upon their shoulders, and subpoenas are going to be sent to Google. We're simply awaiting to find out what those subpoenas say and what answers will be revealed when those subpoenas start flying. In case you're unaware of this situation and Zach Voorhees' tireless effort to bring transparency to this entire situation, because we are one of many channels that have been affected by groups perhaps like GARM. Now, when Ben Shapiro went and testified and spoke about GARM to the Weaponization Committee, of course, he brings up the Daily Wire, they bring up Breitbart, other conservative entities that have been targeted by GARM. My question is, was the Next News Network specifically targeted by GARM as well? Because internal documents that were disclosed by Zach Voorhees tell a very clear picture. Now, I will play that picture for you. This is what he had to say.
Ranking. News sites that supported Democrats were ranked with the highest quality and trustworthiness. Here's a partial list. Wall Street Journal, 8.53. CBS News, 6.57. CNN, 6.0. Fox News, 5.2. Russia Today, 4.57. The Young Turks, 2.53. Alex Jones Network, negative 1.56. At the bottom of the list is Next News Network at negative 3.35. Let me reiterate, the foreign propaganda outlet Russia Today was scored 7 points higher than the Next News Network, one of the top YouTube news networks in America. Since my disclosure, Next News Network has been permanently demonetized and will soon be bankrupted. These sound more like the actions we'd expect from a Russian propaganda complex. But shockingly, it's the actions of Google. Let's talk about...
It's not...
Yeah. Shockingly, it is the actions of Google.
Subpoenas would be filed.
This is his suggestion, and this is where we are. And I hope that we get to the bottom of this. Elon, I know you're watching. We need your help. We need to find out if the next news network was attached to any of these actions made by GARM, and if those actions by GARM directed YouTube to demonetize us, because that is the goal of GARM, to take away the funding sources of the conservative voices so that they can operate. But thankfully, because of your donations, because of supporters out there, we have been able to rise above it because of our sponsors. Now, you may not like all the sponsors that we have to work with, but they are the ones that are keeping this show alive for you. The people that donate by the links in the description, $5, $10, $100, they're the ones keeping this show alive.
Have for this legislature to take action to address the issues you address?
My recommendation is subpoenas would be filed against Google for any documents that have the name blacklist.txt related to Google, YouTube, and their news search corpuses. I would also ask that you subpoena their documents related to rankings of media outlets. I've provided a supplemental showing a slide deck including such a list. That is 4 years old. It's a bit dated. The open question now is, what are the updated rankings of the media outlets that they have? Machine learning fairness is so huge. I don't even know how you would even swallow that. But if you could do, ask them, file a subpoena, ask them for documents related to machine learning fairness. And that is going to be such a huge bombshell that it just needs to get into the public disclosure. So it's those three things: machine learning fairness, blacklists, and their media rankings is the start of the entire. What might be a really cheap way to get at this information is to ask what the decision process was for demonetizing Next News Network, right? Like, they're very large, and if you can get that information related to that case, I think that that's going to sort of illuminate what their decision-making processes were for that demonetization. Like, they're still demonetized. They've been demonetized for like 6 months, like the top conservative news network on YouTube. And the question is, why did they get demonetized? And if we have the answer to that, we're going to get the answers to a whole bunch of other censorship activities with the company.
It starts with us, folks. Why? Let's get the answers. What were the keywords? What were the themes? What were the ideas? Was there an inherent conservative bias? That's what these subpoenas, I hope and pray, get to the bottom of. But with respect to what's happening with Elon Musk and this lawsuit against GARM, Elon, contact me. We need to get signed on to this thing so we can get to the bottom of this. Was GARM in cahoots with Google and YouTube to silence us, to demonetize us? Now, here's what's interesting. Now, Mike Benz, you may have seen his interview with Elon Musk. Personally, I've been trying to reach Mike Benz for a while. I've reached out to associates of his. I can't get a hold of this guy. I've sent him direct messages on X. Apparently, he's just too busy flying around the country and hanging out at Mar-a-Lago and doing whatever he's doing. Because I have specific information I need to discuss with him. So if you're watching, Mike, would you just frickin' respond to my DM already? You're doing great work. Can we just get together already and collaborate and put an end to this madness that we're all enduring? Mike Benz, 5 hours ago, he says, I mean, for F's sake, the U.S. federal government explicitly said it was reaching out to advertisers, doing advertiser outreach, to organize advertiser boycotts, to cut financial support to disfavored websites. What more do you need? And he points to this specific document. You can go to his X feed. You can read it for yourself. He says, if I were a real Daily Wired Federalist, In an active legal discovery process against the State Department for censorship, I would immediately seek all U.S. aid, State Department, and any DCOMs with GARM's advertiser agencies regarding U.S. aid's stated goal of cutting financial support from advertisers. Guys, you're watching this right now. Would you guys all just message this guy? Go on X, slam his account, tag me, tag him. Can we get some momentum here, please? I need your help. Tracy Beans, 4 hours ago. X Corp has sued the World Federation of Advertiser in an antitrust action. It is my understanding that Rumble is also joining the lawsuit, though the docket doesn't reflect that yet. Now, Rumble did respond to this. They said Rumble has joined X to sue a cartel of advertisers and ad agencies who conspired to block ad revenue from going to certain platforms and content creators. GARM was a conspiracy to perpetuate an advertiser boycott of Rumble and others, and that is illegal. Was the Next News Network listed on their internal documents? These are answers we need to find out. Here is Mike Benz speaking about GARM's censorship.
These are the agencies that all four of the major ad agencies, including Publicis, all four of them receive billions of dollars, billions with a B, every year in federal government contracts. One of them gets $4 billion a year. Another one gets 1.8, 1.1. Now, a lot of this comes from the Pentagon, and this is basically the same strategy that they use to spread ESG. These are the agencies that are now killing the ability to operate an independent website by selectively discriminating against anyone who disagrees with the U.S. State Department or who disagrees with the U.S. war machine or who disagrees with Big Pharma. Now they can't operate a website effectively while the entire playing field of media is rigged in favor of the government's preferred outlets. And it's the taxpayers who are basically having their money stolen to subsidize this. So I think that all these funds should be cut, these federal contracts should be cut to these ad agencies the same way that's starting to be done with ESG, with places like Texas divesting from investments in BlackRock to the tune of $8 billion a few months ago, and until they get rid of their ESG activism, I think the same thing has to be done on the advertiser boycott side. All four.
There you go. It goes all the way to the top, friends. All the way to the tops. And now Donald Trump is about to have an interview with Elon Musk. This is just breaking today. President Trump said he will do an interview with Elon Musk on Monday night. This might just break the internet. So on the heels of this lawsuit against GARM, the revelations that could come out of this, especially with Rumble attaching themselves, and the implications potentially with this channel, folks, I need you to contact Elon. I need you to contact Mike Benz and get them in touch with me. We have Zach Voorhees already doing the work with the Texas Senate. Zach Voorhees is on the ground revealing these truths on all the media channels at great expense to himself. So we need to continue to keep the pressure on because we need free speech in this country. Free speech is the pressure release valve. It is how we can communicate, how we can digest information. We have to be critical thinkers so we can discern what is real and what is fact, not let the fact checkers or the algorithms determine what that is. But that's what they want. They want to demonetize, demoralize, and silence you. Thankfully, we have Elon Musk, who is stepping up to the plate, suing this organization. Rumble stepping into the fray, joining that. Zach Voorhees stepping up with Texas and demanding transparency for answers for this very channel. This is only the beginning, my friends. This is only the beginning. The battle for free speech is raging on the digital frontier. X, Rumble, Zach Voorhees are leading the charge. And this lawsuit could be the turning point in the fight against big tech censorship and collusion. So as a way for the courts to weigh in, remember that your voice matters. Keep speaking out, keep sharing the truth, and don't let the tech giants silence you. The future of free speech on the internet hangs in the balance, and we will be here to bring you every development as it unfolds. And remember, contact Elon, tell him to get a hold of me directly. Contact Mike Benz to get a hold of me directly. Send them messages on X, whatever you got to do. Tag Next News Network, tag Gary Franchi, and let's join this fight. Whew! My goodness. Okay, where do we go from there? All right, let's take a look at what is going on in the chat room. We've got our Boyd, afternoon to you too. Jeremy, you forgot one. If you don't stand for free speech, sit down, says Brian. Dave's in the house. What is up? Can I show this video in a video next week? I don't know what that means, but if you're going to clip it out and play it, you do what you got to do, my friend. Do what you got to do. But I'm serious. I need your help to put pressure. Contact Elon Musk. Do whatever you got to do. And with Mike Benz, I don't know what's going on with that guy. I mean, I could imagine, and after the Tucker interview, he got slammed with like so much higher exposure. He's been doing interviews for a while. What he revealed in that Tucker interview was so, like, he connected all the dots all the way to the State Department. And then you've got Zach Voorhees connecting the dots internally with Texas. So I need your help. If we can join this lawsuit to get to the bottom, perhaps GARM's connecting with Google and YouTube to demonetize this channel specifically, I mean, maybe that information will come out in the Texas Senate, and we won't even need to join this lawsuit. I hope and pray that's true. We can find out. We're still waiting. Taking a look back into the chat room here. The truth is in the word, not in man. The first rule in the rule for radicals. The first rule in the book, Rule for Radicals, is the attack on the First Amendment. Yeah, that's a really wild book. I've read the book. And the information in that book, it can really be applied to any political philosophy, especially some of the political activism strategies. Really interesting. Our Boyd is stepping up. Yeah, he says, just give me credit. If you're going to use any clips here, just make sure you tag us or give us credit or whatever. I appreciate that. Okay, so much is happening. Wow. Johnny Half, will it make Discovery? That's the thing. That's the question. Will it even make Discovery? Will it even get to that point? A lawsuit could, I mean, these big tech organizations, these, big globalist groups, and all the judges, like, it's got to go through the point to get to Discovery. And Elon's case might not even make it there. The difference between Elon's case and my case with respect to the Texas Senate is that the Texas Senate has already been granted the subpoena power to get the answers. There is no discovery process. There is no judge that's overseeing the approval of the subpoenas and when they go out. You have the Texas Senate. They have the power to issue the subpoenas and get the answers immediately. That's what separates our case from the case with Elon Musk. But nonetheless, if we can be signing on with that case against GARM to get the answers, maybe we can get some headway there too. We got to go on all fronts to get the answers that we need. We have to save this country. We got to save the republic. Free speech is what we need. Okay, continuing on with our next topic. Man, I'm losing my voice tonight. Okay. Now, the Middle East on the brink of war. So buckle up, patriots, because the Middle East is a powder keg ready to explode. We've got exclusive intel on Iran's missile cities, Hezbollah's successful drone strikes on Israel that just occurred, and U.S. troop movements that spell trouble. Russia's transferring nuclear-capable missiles to Iran, and there's chatter about an imminent attack. We just noticed that there was an attack yesterday. 2 soldiers, American soldiers, are no longer with us after that attack in Iraq. Many are questioning, is this the spark that ignites World War III? Donald Trump just yesterday predicting that this is the case. So we're breaking down the players, the stakes, and what it means for the future of America. So as tensions heat up in the Middle East, don't let your home become a hot box of stress. Our sponsor, Easy Summer Cool, has got you covered. Their innovative mini AC unit cools any room in minutes, perfect for keeping a cool head while processing world events. With energy bills skyrocketing and 20 million households behind on payments, this device is a game changer. It's portable, provides up to 25 hours of cold air, and it can be a lifesaver during heat waves and blackouts. Visit EasySummerCool.com for up to 60% off. Stay cool while the world heats up. Okay, now this just in from U.S. Civil Defense. This is what they are posting. The war will begin tomorrow. We are ready for the counter-strike on Tehran. Nothing will stop it. A pretty wild message here. But the picture that was posted, you can clearly see there is Kamala, Kamala, and you have Biden sitting there in the Situation Room. Let's see if we can get this, get the comment reactions here. What are people saying? Vladko, no way U.S. could withstand another active war with Iran while Iran is powered by Russia and China. They may strike here. No one expects that, but I suspect it's in the cards. Today's real global political scene is such as that, according to conviction of major players. Who's making the decisions? Joe's lost his marbles, and Mala collecting... Yeah. Wow. Okay, this from OSINT Defender. Since this weekend, U.S. intelligence officials have observed the Iranian armed forces conducting military drills as well as the movement of Iranian transporter erector launchers, otherwise known as TELs, armed with missiles around the country, indicating preparations for an attack on Israel. As it stands right now, they continue that OSINT Defender tit-for-tat attacks have been occurring all along the border between Israel and Lebanon today, with upwards of 30 rockets having been launched by Hezbollah into the Upper Galilee region, while the Israeli Air Force continues to strike Hezbollah launch sites and infrastructure. Senior Israeli officials are now estimating the first blow of the Iranian retaliatory attack against Israel will be struck by Hezbollah to the north, with it involving precision missile and rocket strikes on targets in central Israel, including Tel Aviv, over a period of days. This is what they're anticipating. Now, what's good news the good news here, there was a post regarding Russia Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov spoke by phone earlier with a Jordanian foreign minister discussing the situation in the Middle East between Iran and Israel and the need for restraint and de-escalation to avoid catastrophic consequences. Well, if that's the case, why are we getting reports of Russian weaponry being transported to Iran? Right? You want to have de-escalation, but yet you're still arming. Who do we believe here? Is this just more disinformation to let people put their guard down? Who knows? According to this, Hezbollah launched a total of 4 drones. 1 was intercepted, while the remaining 3 successfully hit their targets. Despite Israel's heightened defensive measures, it was unable to prevent Hezbollah's drones from reaching their targets. George Papadopoulos, who's been a guest here on the Next News Network, at least 2 American soldiers have been killed as a result of rocket attacks against al-Assad Air Base in Iraq. Pray for those families. Now, this just in 8 hours ago, Iran declares it will conduct massive war games tomorrow, including ballistic missile launches. Now, war games are just another way to saber rattle, but launching ballistic missiles, it could also be a cover. Oh, we're just doing war games. So you can bet that Israel will be on full alert for this. Iran Spectator, 6 hours ago, Russia transfers Iskander missiles to Iran. The famed Iskander missile is capable of carrying nuclear warheads. These missiles have been confirmed to have been delivered to Iran today. And there you can see some visuals of these missiles. Iran Spectator, breaking news, 6 hours ago. As they're stating that they want cool heads to prevail, they're sending these missile systems. Also, 8 hours ago, U.S. military will deploy a squadron of 24 F-22 fighter jets to the Middle East. So this is all happening now in real time. Speaker Mike Johnson has confirmed that when Iran attacks Israel, the United States will declare war on Iran. This is where we're at, folks. Speaker Johnson. 42 minutes ago, U.S. Naval Task Force, codenames Operation Prosperity Guardian, destroys 2 Houthi anti-ballistic missiles and several Houthi drones over the Red Sea. 42 minutes ago. It's midnight in Tehran. It's officially Wednesday. Iranian Missile Command has been placed on full alert. Happening now. All Iranian government offices and banks in Tehran have been ordered to close tomorrow. Massive war games set. So here we are, folks. This is where we stand right now. As you know, just yesterday, Donald Trump made that statement.
Is really getting along with the foreign leaders. If you're smart, our country is safe. If you're stupid, and that's a problem. We have stupid people there now, and those people are very dangerous right now. Right now, you know, I'm hearing there's going to be an attack tonight by Iran of Israel. They're going to be attacked tonight. I'm telling you right now. I hear it just through the same waves. There's no top secret information or anything.
Right.
But I hear that Israel's going to be attacked tonight. If I were president, nobody would even be talking about that word because it wouldn't happen 100%. And it's so, but when you have.
So, this is where we're at, folks. This is where we are at. The situation in the Middle East is volatile, to say the least. From Iran's missile drills to Hezbollah's drone strikes, the region is teetering on the edge of an all-out war. As we keep a close eye on these developments, remember, what happens over there can have major implications right here at home. So stay informed, stay vigilant. Most importantly, stay tuned to the Raw feed. We will be here bringing you the latest updates as this potential powder keg continues to simmer. Now, the world may be on the brink, but knowledge is power, and we are here to keep you empowered. All right, checking in with the latest in the chat room. Ooh, I tell you, man, sitting at my desk, I'm always like moving the mouse. Ugh. Need to stretch more. Okay, where are we at? Let's take a look at the messages going on. Where are our friends in the chat room? Here comes show. There it is. Here comes the opening of the false peace treaty. Israel has a good defense system and a weapon that not even the U.S. has. They will be all right. Well, if you're a student of Bible prophecy, then you understand what the peace treaty I believe he's referring to would be with the Antichrist, confirming for 7 years. That's certainly on the horizon. I mean, Scripture states that. Is that the moment? I don't know. We also were waiting for them to sacrifice those red heifers. That didn't happen. Supposedly they built an altar to make that sacrifice. Didn't happen. I mean, everybody was up in arms. All the YouTubers. And never happened. I think we may have done one story on it, potentially. I don't even remember. We cover so much news here. Okay. Where are we at? Jamie. If the Democrats think it's going to save the White House for them, forget about it. And I don't think the order martial law we will obey. What is this? You guys are asking if I'm wearing shorts or boxers? Are you asking me? James Houlihan III says he loves the intro. The wardrobe improvements. January 20th, 2025, the suit can go back on. I tell you, I have been wanting to get out of that suit for the longest time. I mean, I love it. It's a different type of presentation, but doing it here, doing it live with you guys, totally different. And we wanted to shake things up as we move closer to the election, bring you even closer to the news cycle. Because the one thing that's really difficult to do here is staying on top of the news cycle. It is moving so quickly to find the news and information to bring it to you. And that's what I do every day. I mean, literally, it's like around the clock. I'm constantly scanning the narratives, the news feeds, the websites, everything to bring you the latest information. And today, the big stories, I'm bringing them to you right now. We find out Kamala Harris has got a final VP pick, one who just let the city of Minneapolis burn to the ground. And now, I'll bring you to our next story. This story is Biden's latest climate change initiative. Yeah. Hold on to your forks, America, because Biden's latest climate crusade is coming for your kitchen drawer. That's right. The administration is now targeting plastic cutlery in federal buildings. But is this really about saving our planet, or is this another example of government overreach? We'll dive into the details of the ban, explore the potential consequences, and ask the question, what is next on the chopping block in Biden's climate agenda? And while Biden's focusing on plastic forks, Americans are struggling with skyrocketing energy bills. Don't let the government's misplaced priorities leave you in the dark. Our sponsor's Power Saver device is your secret weapon against rising energy costs. This amazing gadget plugs right into your wall outlet, reducing unnecessary energy waste and lowering your bills. With 20 million households behind on payments, it's time to take control of your energy use. Visit don'twastepower.com for a 60-day risk-free trial, 65% off. Don't let Biden's policies or greedy utility companies drain your wallet. Power up with savings today. Okay, when I saw this headline, I said, are you serious? Are you serious? First, they came for our straws, and now they're coming. They want to come for your range in your kitchen. What's next? Okay, they did the light bulbs. Remember that? And then they did the toilets. Oh, you got to have less water in the toilet. Well, you can't have those incandescent bulbs anymore. Right? Remember this? Can you have a plastic bag at the grocery store, or does it have to be paper or reusable? First it was, we got to have plastic so we can save the trees. Well, now we can't have plastic bags because it's killing the dolphins or whatever, right? And then it was the straws getting caught in a tortoise's nose. A little child goes out, makes the whole thing, and then the whole world bans plastic straws. Have you ever tried using a paper straw? They are the worst you could ever drink out of. They get soggy and they fall apart. Oh, can I have another plastic straw, please? Another paper straw, please? Oh, I guess we're just going to keep going after the trees, right? Yep, this is where we're at, folks. Now they're coming for our cutlery. Declaration of memes. This was the first. This is all it. This is all truth. 1960s. Oil gone in 10 years. 1970s. Another ice age in 10 years. 1980s. Acid rain will destroy all crops in 10 years. 1990s. The ozone layer will be gone in 10 years. 2000. Ice caps will be gone in 10 years. None of it's happened, but all resulted in more taxes. Declaration of memes. Now, this was just published by Grabian. Let's see if we can get that for you.
The multimedia marketplace.
But are currently tied with China for the most golds as we enter the home stretch of these games. And among all the world's problems right now, we have a bunch of them, don't we? The Biden administration is banning plastic cutlery from the federal government. The plan to target pollution will prohibit the use of single-use plastics across all federal departments. The White House writing this. The president is committed to taking ambitious actions to end plastic pollution and is calling upon the global community to do the same, the White House said. The plan seeks to phase out products like plastic and polystyrene cups, straws, bags, and kitchen cutlery from all White House events and packaging by 2027 and all federal operations by 2035. Some Republican lawmakers reacting to the news. South Dakota Senator Mike Rounds saying the world's on fire and he's worried about the plastic forks. Yeah,
that sums it up. The world's on fire, isn't it? And that's what they care about. The plastic forks. The disposable plastic forks at the White House. So what are they going to do? Are they going to give us wooden spoons? Wooden forks? Are we going to take some more trees down for that? Are they going to use actual metal? Tom Nelson. The notion that plastic cutlery causes bad weather is incredibly stupid. New York Post breaking this news late last night. Matt Gaetz, he says, sweet. I guess you can't see that, can you? Markets tanking. Brink of World War III. Borders wide open, but at least plastic cutlery won't be used. This is beyond satire, and I refuse to believe that it's real. Fox News tweeting out, Biden administration will ban federal government using plastic cutlery to combat climate change. Here is the headline. Biden administration announced a plan to target plastic pollution, dedicating particular focus to phase out single-use plastics such as kitchen cutlery cups and straws. The order, taking aim at the climate crisis in July, would require all hands on deck. And all hands on deck! All hands on deck! Response from every federal agency. Could you imagine writing an executive order? Could you imagine being the president of the United States? Where are all my people? Bring them into the office. Bring them in. Here it is. Here's the executive order. Send this out to all the the agencies. What is it, sir? What is it? Plastic forks, plastic knives, and spoons. We must remove them. But sir, the Russians are sending nuclear weapons to Iran. They're about to do drills. Never mind that. We need to get rid of all the cutlery. Replace it with what, sir? No. Find something. Something reusable. Can we use wood? Can we find... Is there a company that makes... No, the trees! The trees! What is this? You see how crazy this sounds? Executive order. Send it out. Find a solution. Oh. An all hands on deck response. Yeah. An all hands on deck response from every federal agency. The president is committed to taking ambitious actions to end plastic pollution. He's calling on the global community to do the same, with the goal to reduce the global production and consumption of virgin plastics. Okay, there's a link here. Do we click it? What happens if we click it? Do we get a read more? Okay, let's find out. I guess probably we'll open up a PDF maybe. I don't know. Open with what? Let's see. We can find out what this says. Mobilizing federal action on plastic pollution. This is the official statement from the White House. Holy cow. 83 pages dedicated to getting rid of plastic forks. The plastic pollution crisis. Areas and opportunities for action to reduce plastic pollution. You know, everything is made with plastic. Everything. Everywhere you look, there is some type of oil-based product. Decreasing plastic. I want to know what they plan on using in there. Maybe they're just going to use their fingers. They're going to be over there with the DOD cafeteria. The lunch lady there, you know, she'll no longer have plastic gloves. Everyone's just going to be using their fingers, you know. She ladles out the slop from the cafeteria right into the dish. Do you have a spoon? Oh, no. We just got this memo from the White House. We're banning plastic spoons. Well, what do you have? Well, we don't have anything yet. They haven't come up with a solution. So just kind of pick up your plate and you can sip it. You can sip it. I'm losing it. Oh, man. 83 pages of this. Mobilizing federal action on plastic pollution, progress, principles, and priorities. Oh, my. About the White House Council, about the White House Domestic, about this document. Okay, yada, yada. Introducing the plastic pollution crisis and ongoing efforts to combat it. Progress, advancing efforts to combat plastic pollution. Listen, I'm all about like keeping the country clean and I'm against like pollution. But when it comes to plastic forks and knives, I'm not reading this 85 pages. I'm going to have to take this and upload it into ChatGPT and say, can you tell me where it says here that I can, what they're going to use next? Goodness. You know what? Let's do that. Shall we do that? Do I even have this thing downloaded here? Okay, let's just see what happens. Okay. Brian, bring up the full screen here of me so I can open this, if I can even get into the AI. And let's just see. Let's see what Mr. GPT says about this. Okay, hold on a second here. Waiting for it to respond. Log in. Okay. Let's see. We're gonna find out. Let's just see what happens here. This is gonna be wild. Bear with me for just a second as we get this Okay, let's see if we can upload a file now. Okay, we're uploading a file. Do we have it? Mobilize it. Okay, here we go. All right. Brian, you can open up the screen now. And we're going to find out what it says. Okay. You can bring up the double box. Okay, here we go. The White House is banning plastic cutlery cutlery. Where in this document does it say they will be replacing it? Okay, let's find out. Let's see what old ChatGPT has to say about this. What do you think, folks? Okay. Okay. So it says here the document indicates that the replacement for plastic cutlery will be biodegradable cutlery. Specifically, it mentions that the Fish and Wildlife Service National Conservation Training Center has transitioned from plastic to biodegradable. So all biodegradable. So it's going to be paper-based, right? So that means we're going to be cutting down trees instead. Wonderful. So there you have it, folks. We have just got to the bottom of this executive order. All hands on deck approach. And while the world faces serious challenges, the Biden administration is waging war on plastic cutlery. It's a reminder of how disconnected Washington can be from the real issues affecting everyday Americans. So as we continue to monitor this, remember, stay critical, ask questions. Is this really about saving the planet, or is this just another example of government overreach? Keep watching the Raw feed because we will be here to cut through the noise and bring you the truth behind these policies. Good. Okay. How's chat doing? What's the chat saying today? What do you guys think? Are you guys excited to surrender your plastic? I should get a shirt that has, come and take it with like a plastic or a plastic fork on it. Yeah, we should that should be the next merch we should buy. Brian, spin that up and put that on our merch shelf. Okay. Okay, checking in here. Lizette, what is this? You heard that Joe is not dropping out and plans on crashing the DNC? Well, he's dropped off the ticket. I'm sure he'll be at the DNC. I can't wait for his speech. The DNC is going to be a riot, literally. In Chicago, 1968. Bring it all back, baby. Oh, man. Okay. With all the pomp and circumstance surrounding Kamala Harris and her new VP pick and, what they did with the BLM riots and destroying Minneapolis. I mean, Chicago's going to look crazy. I mean, there are already groups ready to start full-scale protests. They do not want that event to go down. It's going to happen at the United Center. So it's going to be pretty far removed from the main downtown area. And I can only imagine just what it's going to look like. And I can also imagine what it's going to look like when Joe Biden takes the stage. What do you think? It's going to look probably just as bad as that debate. Probably further bring down the whole Democrat Party to begin with. Okay, the biggest drag show in history, says Hawaii Rider. D. Schuler says, I was about to say the same thing. Cali Tune, pass the popcorn. Okay. All right, I can change, I guess. What is this? Rumor has it he's taking back his position and his donors. I don't see that happening. With all due respect, I do not see that happening. Okay, let's get into the next topic of the program. This is pretty significant. Pretty significant. Let's pop open our feed again, bring you the information that you need to see. This just happened. I was searching for something to share with you, and now we have an Iranian assassination plot foiled on U.S. soil. So brace yourselves, patriots, because we're about to dive into a story straight out of a spy thriller. The FBI has just foiled an Iranian assassination plot right here on American soil. We're talking about a Pakistani national with ties to Iran, secret meetings in New York City, and a plan to take out high-ranking U.S. officials. But here's the kicker. This isn't just about revenge for Soleimani. The implications of this plot go deep, and you will not believe how it ties right into the broader geopolitical chess game that we are seeing unfold. Is this all an effort to stir up more anti-Iranian sentiment as we build up to what Speaker Johnson just stated? That if Iran attacks Israel, then we declare war? Is that what this is designed to do? Well, in a world where threats can come from anywhere, protecting yourself is paramount. Just as the FBI is on high alert for foreign threats, you need to be vigilant on the road. And our sponsor's Dashcam is your silent guardian against accidents and false claims with 4K Ultra HD night vision and 24/7 motion detection. Captures every detail, potentially saving you from legal battles and insurance nightmares. Recent reports show that drivers with dash cams are 60% less likely to be found at fault in accidents. Visit carvisionx.com for free express shipping and exclusive bonuses. Don't wait for a crisis. Secure your driving future today. So let's find out what exactly this is all about. Now, I really want to preface this entire report with this very simple statement. Can we please have some answers as to what happened in Butler, Pennsylvania? Was Thomas Crooks ever approached by this guy? Here he is. This is the Pakistani national. DOJ announces it has charged a Pakistani national with ties to Iran in a plot to assassinate current and former U.S. government officials on U.S. soil in retaliation for the Soleimani killing. DOJ says Asif Merchant flew to the U.S. in April after spending time in Iran, then traveled to New York City to recruit hitmen. They have pics of him gaming out an assassination plot on a napkin while meeting with an undercover informant in a New York City hotel room. The FBI had undercover assets tracking him the whole time, including when he drove around Brooklyn looking for hitmen to hire, and when he handed $5,000 in cash to more undercovers who he thought would carry out the assassination for him. His briefcase had a handwritten note in it with code words he had invented to masquerade discussion about the assassination plot with the undercover agents. His travel records indicate he frequently travels to Iran, Syria, and Iraq. FBI says he indicated that the party back home had told him to finalize the plan and leave the U.S. He was arrested on July 12th. July 12th. July 12th. When was Trump hit the attempt? July 13th. Think about that. Is there any connection to Crooks in this situation? He was instructed to finalize the plot and then leave the country. Did he finalize the plot? Did he close the deal with Crooks? What is the situation here, friends? Are these two events related? This is huge. FBI says he indicated the party back home had told him to finalize the plan to leave the U.S. He was arrested on July 12th as he was preparing to fly out of the country. Wow. Here is the picture. Here is, looks like some more evidence that was presented. Stacks of cash. Notes with his special code words. Looks like the back of a driver's license. Simon Ateba, merchant charged, not the judge. The Justice Department has just charged Asif Merchant, a 46-year-old Pakistani man with alleged ties to the Iranian government, with plotting to assassinate former President Donald Trump and other U.S. officials. Simon Ateba reporting this. Donald Trump was on the list, apparently. Merchant is accused of traveling to New York City, collaborating with a hitman to execute the plan in late August, early September, according to federal prosecutors. So is the plan, the hit was supposed to take place in August or September? Or was it July 13th? Was the plan already in motion? How much did the FBI really know? That's the question I have to ask. This is all over the news. Pakistani man with alleged ties to Iran been charged with plotting. Again, accused of conspiring to hire a hitman to kill former President Donald Trump and other U.S. officials. U.S. arrests Pakistani man. Murder for hire plot to assassinate U.S. politician, government officials. The dude in Chicago says the FBI is doing some arrests to show that they are working. And this, I think, sums it up quite nicely. We're not interested in going to war with Iran. Stop lying. We are, however, interested in finding out why the Secret Service let Trump stay on stage while a random a-hole rolls around on a roof with a rifle. Did Iran make the Secret Service let the shooter do that? These are the questions that are all now coming to the surface. OSINT defender. U.S. Department of Justice has unsealed charges on Asif Merchant, 46-year-old Pakistani national, arrested by FBI on July 12th, the day before, carrying out assassinations against high-ranking U.S. government officials on behalf of the Iranian government. Is this a narrative in order to get us to support some kind of conflict with Iran? I do not want us to get involved in any overseas skirmishes anymore. Bring them all home. That's what I say. Laura Loomer, Pakistani national ties to Iran, has been charged by the Justice Department in connection to a foiled assassination plot to kill President Trump. Foiled? Or was it the crooks situation? That's where we're at, folks. Let's see if there's anything late breaking on this guy. Let's see here. Asif Merchant. Get this into search. See if there's anything new. Latest information. Okay, 8 seconds ago, Asif Merchant hops off the plane from Iran. Apparently the first and only person he reaches out to for help is a confidential informant. Incredibly unlucky. That's the first person you step into? Wow. The person ended up being confidential source who reported the information to law enforcement, according to Justice Department. Met up with the source early June, explained the assassination plot, and said it was not a one-time opportunity. The FBI wants us to believe in the Pakistani assassin who had an AI-generated picture and no social media presence, who wants us to ignore the Pakistani mystery man who worked on the information technology systems. 10 minutes ago, Asif heading to prison because he refused to cooperate with American officials in helping them spy on entities and organizations based in Pakistan. What? The plot thickens, apparently. Was there a connection? That's the question we have to ask right now. Man arrested a day before Pakistani man. U.S. charges man with ties to Iran with plot. This is all happening right now. So we're going to continue to track this story. It's all breaking. Who is this man? What are his ties? Did he know Crooks? We know that Crooks had multiple cellular phones. We know that he was using encrypted communications. Cell phone data tracked individuals around FBI locations. Was he in communication with this man? He also had overseas accounts that were encrypted. Overseas accounts. Why does a kid need overseas accounts like that? So, this is all more information to add to the stack of questions that we still have on the Trump assassination. I mean, look at this. This is what's trending, folks. This is what's happening right now. The Pakistani man with ties to the Iranian government arrested, traveled to New York City, carry out the assassinations by the end of August or early September. I still question if Crooks was connected. See? I'm not the only one asking these questions. It's all over. It's all over. We're going to continue to track this, folks. This is big news. If there could be an Iranian connection, it certainly is plausible. Is this something that they're using to gin up support for war against Iran? Was this a Pakistani informant who refused to give up the goods, came to the U.S., cooks up a plot, connects with Crooks? I mean, there's so many questions that need to be answered and related to this, because if this doesn't wake you up to the realities that are facing our nation right now, I don't know what will. This is a reminder that enemies of freedom are actively working to undermine our state and our security, even on our own soil. So we're going to continue to unravel the details of the case. Remember, vigilance is key. Stay informed, stay alert, and most importantly, keep tuning in to the raw feed of the Next News Network. We will be here bringing you the latest developments on this story and others that impact our national security and our President of the United States, Donald J. Trump. These uncertain times, knowledge truly is power. Okay, let's take a look. Going back into... Okay, what have you got, Brian? Oh, we got a super rant. Much love to N3. Don't forget to smash that like button. All right, we got a Rumble super rant. We've been trying to figure out how we can get the super rants into the feed here. Brian, thank you for finding that. It's really difficult. Because there's so many people communicating, it's difficult to find out how many people are actually coming in from different outlets. It looks like I just saw another one from Rumble. Here it is. Anyone remember Saddam's outing? Running Bear, I'm 62. I've been trusted the government for 45 of those years. Long range gunner. Satan is the leader of the Democrat Party. That's on Rumble. Okay, I can start to see how these Rumbles are coming in, because there's a little icon next to it. That helps a lot. Roses first will do. Thanks for keeping us informed. You are awesome. Thank you, Roses. We'll be here as long as God allows us to be here. Okay, so I want to jump real quick back into the feed and just find out exactly what is trending at the moment so we can bring you the latest. Let's see what's happening. Okay, Jack Lombardi. Harris Walz cannot wait to burn America down. Los Angeles, Washington, St. Paul, Atlanta, Nashville, New York City. And Jack, you're going to get a retweet from me. Repost, I guess is the way you say it now. Oh, okay, what is this? Oh, come on. This can't be real. Is this real? Okay, emails Chong, posting. This almost looks like AI.
Good evening. Good evening.
Come on. No. What?
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Good evening.
I don't know. That looks creepy and weird. It does. I mean, it does look.
So Tim is a hunter.
Oh,
and
is
a
he?
gun owner who believes, as the majority of gun owners do, that we need reasonable gun safety laws in America.
We do have gun laws in this country. We do. We need more? See, it's the people that just don't listen. It's the criminals who don't listen. It's the law-abiding Americans who end up having to bow down to the crazy laws that these people keep enacting.
So as governor, he expanded background checks and increased penalties for illegal firearm sales.
All right, good for you.
Not what middle America is. And I got to tell you, I can't wait to debate the guy.
Oh. You can't wait, guys.
That is if he's willing to get off the couch and show up. So.
Wow.
You see what I did there?
Oh. Oh no, look at this guy. He showed up too?
Moving our country forward with Vice President Harris Walz. Or a couple of really weird dudes.
Weird dudes. Is that the best they can do? Is that the best they can call us weird? Because we love our country? Because we love our history? We love what makes this nation great? I'm sorry, but you guys are the ones that can't figure out which bathroom to use. Don't get me started. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Calling us weird. So ridiculous. This is all it's trending right now. Tampon Tim is what they're calling him because he put tampons in boys' bathrooms across his state. The right to bear memes. Love that guy. Oh, wow. 2020 election. Hide your kids. Word salads. Nomination. Burning Minnesota. Well, she does love those Venn diagrams, right? Unreal. Well done, sir. That's a retweet from me. Okay, so Simon Ateba showing this. This is the crowd. Here's the crowd at the Harris Walz event. Okay, so we got the empty rafters up here. Got the empty seats up here. Still some empty seats. What do these pictures mean to you? Do these pictures tell you a story? Do you think that these are real people? Is this more AstroTurf? Kylie Jane Kramer. $453 million is a whole lot of fraud for Tampon Tim. Now multiply this by the federal government. We're totally effed. This is the Excel sheet of scandals on Walz. Okay. Here's Tim Walz making a joke. Okay, we just played that one. Oh, this is funny. Sarah Rose showing that only 457 people were actually watching this live feed of their event. Tim Walz, you've been selected to be exposed, says Matt Wallace. Kamala Harris' new running mate, Tim Walz, bribed families with $200 to get for children. Let's check in and see what Donald Trump Jr. is, or here, this one, Trump Daily. Are you better off than you were 4 years ago? Truth Social post. This came out moments ago, 16 minutes ago. Let's see what this is.
Decision it might be. Please welcome President Ronald Reagan, who has a few questions for you.
All of you will go to the polls, will stand there in the polling place and make a decision. I think when you make that decision, it might be well if you would ask yourself, are you better off than you were 4 years ago? Is it easier for you to go and buy things in the stores than it was 4 years ago? Is there more or less unemployment in the country than there was 4 years ago? Is America as respected throughout the world as it was? Do you feel that our security is as safe, that we're as strong as we were 4 years ago? If you don't think that this course that we've been on for the last 4 years is what you would like to see us follow for the next 4, then I could suggest another choice that you have.
President Trump. He'll make America great again.
That was a great ad. That was a great ad. What are the chances of crooked Joe Biden, the worst president in history of the U.S., whose presidency was unconstitutionally stolen from him by Kamala, Barack, crazy Nancy Pelosi, shifty Schiff, crying Chuck Schumer, and others on the lunatic left, crashes the Democrat National Convention, tries to take back the nomination, beginning with challenging me to another debate. He feels that he made a historically tragic mistake by handing over the U.S. presidency, a coup to the people in the world he most hates. Now he wants it back. Ah, okay. All right. Yes, you made that comment. There you go. I get it. Okay, Trump's saying this. I don't know where he says, what are the chances? What are the chances? I don't know what the chances are. But if Trump is saying this, I don't know why he's saying it. I mean, wow. We played some clips from that interview yesterday. Aiden Ross. He got over 100 million views. Would you guys like to see Donald Trump? Would you like to see me interview Donald Trump? You know what to do. It's up to you guys. You got to reach out to them. You got to show them the power of your voice. Let them know that we are here. And I know they know I'm here. I've met him. Here he is. Here's me and him. I guess you can't see it. Brian, go to the vertical triple. Go to the vertical triple so everyone can see this picture. This is me and the president. There it is. There's me and Trump. We've met. It's a great story. So if you want to see him on this show, just start tweeting at all the folks, tweeting them all and emailing them, do whatever it is you guys can do. Maybe I'll be down there at Mar-a-Lago. Either way. Patriots, we have just taken a wild ride through some of the most explosive stories shaping our world today. From Kamala's surprising VP pick to a foiled Iranian assassination plot on American soil. From the brink of war in the Middle East to the fight for free speech in the digital realm, we have covered it all. But remember, this show is not just about me talking at you. It's about us as a community, staying informed and vigilant in these turbulent times. Your engagement, the chat, your super rants on Rumble, they all contribute to this collective effort to seek and spread the truth. So as we wrap up today's show, I want you to take a moment and reflect on what we have discussed. Now, these aren't just news stories. They are pieces of a bigger puzzle, a puzzle that affects all of our lives, whether it's the potential for global conflict, the state of our economy, or the fight for our digital rights. These issues demand our attention and our action. So what can you do? Well, you can stay informed, stay critical, and most importantly, stay engaged. Share what you have learned tonight with your friends and family. Discuss it, debate it, dive deeper into the topics that resonate with you. Because an informed citizenry is the best defense against tyranny and deception. And of course, keep tuning in to the Raw feed. We are here, digging deep, asking the tough questions, and bringing you the stories the mainstream media just won't touch. Your support, through your views, through your shares, through your donations, it keeps us going and allows us to continue this vital work. This is Gary Franchi signing off for tonight, but remember, the conversation doesn't stop here. Keep it going in your homes, in your communities, and online. Together, we can cut through the noise and get to the truth. So until next time, stay vigilant, stay free, and keep feeding your mind with the Raw feed. Good night, and God bless America.
Time